What's good, Council of Comics? It's time for the film and box office news. Great Scott, Papa Willie is back. It's Back to the Future Part 3. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
What is good, Council of Comics? Welcome to the Film and Box Office News Live Podcast, episode number 73 for this February 4th, 2024. We're going back to 1885, baby. Let's go!
Black is like the brightest day. Where are the heroes? Soon as they get here, everything will be alright. I need a hero. Someone superhuman who can come and save my life. Crisis after crisis.
What is good, Council of Comics? Welcome to the Film and Box Office News Live Podcast on this Sunday, February 4th, 2024. If you are not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button below. Hit that like button, share it with your friends. And as always, with me, the loyal council, Phil, Green Shirt Guy, Cliff, and our guest once again, Papa Willie. How are you feeling today?
Apparently better than Cliff.
Yeah.
I'm doing pretty excellent, yeah.
Cliff is pretty normal, though. This is a normal day for Cliff.
It's
You know?
baseline.
Oh yeah. Yeah, baseline. Baseline. That's great. Mm-hmm. Once
It's
again,
baseline.
as
It's
I
not,
as
it's
I
not
come to you-
under. It's
as I
not under.
broadcast
It's
you
not
from yet
over.
another corner of the house.
We love you, Cliff. We love you so much. All right. Let's see who's in the house in the comments because we love y'all guys. Mascru says 1971, of course, is always in here. Thank you for joining us. TM Nerdy is in the house. Thank you for joining us. Evils Comics is in the house. Thank you for joining us. And Uncle Cliff?
Yes.
This is Uncle
My
Cliff.
uncle, yes.
Thank you for joining us, Uncle Cliff. It is a pleasure. All right, let me get into the quick things, and then we'll
Well,
get
Michael
into
J.
the
Fox
show.
is Canadian, you know.
It's Canadian, eh? All right, it's Canadian, eh?
You know they don't really say that anymore. The younger generation of Canadians don't use
They don't
A
say A?
anymore.
You don't say, eh?
It's fading from the lexicon.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Because
Not
we
cool.
influence
It really
them
is
too
a
much.
shame.
Young at Heart Foundation. This organization is run by our good friend Mike out in California. They do great things for kids that are awaiting medical procedures out there. There's two ways you can help out with this organization. You can go to youngatheartfoundation.com and register to become a donor right here for Donate at Life America. More than 100,000 people are waiting for a life-saving transplant. You can help by registering as an organ donor. Do that right there. Or you can sponsor a Hope Kit that's 100% tax deductible, and they'll take all the funds and create nice little gift boxes that they give to the kids, and they'll also set up some meetings with maybe some celebrity stars, people that are famous. It helps them out a lot. So go to youngatheartfoundation.com. You can get in touch with Mike at 323-396-9998 or emailing him at info@youngatheartfoundation.com if you want to help out. Alternative, this is our home away from home. Where we go? Oh, see, this is the private chat. You can't see the private chat. Alternative is located at 870 Violet Avenue, Hyde Park, New York. It's run by a good friend, Anthony. He supplies us with all our comic books, nice and pristine. They have comics, cards, toys. They offer the Hudson Valley's best selection of comic books. Every comic book in the store is bagged and boarded. It's a wonderful thing to see. You can also start a pull list with Anthony and get 10% off of your books. How do you do that? You give Anthony a call at 845-233-4234 or email him at alternaverse2@aol.com. The website is alternaverse.net. They also have card tournaments on the weekends for like Lorcana, Magic, Pokemon. They have multiple different tournaments that you can join as well. Give Anthony a call or email him and he'll let you know the schedule about that. Here's our channel. Oh man, we've been getting a boost lately. We're up to 776. Very nice. Only 24 away from the big 800. Couple new videos is out. There's a council conversations out with Josh and Anthony talking about if Hollywood sacrificing story for new technology. I also started up some new things, some trailer reactions. I did a trailer reaction to Monkey Man. That's coming out. Dev Patel and Jordan Peele movie. New Comic Book Day latest episode is also up, number 84. Got a great new skit on there. Plus we talk about all the new comics that came out. We have fun conversations and all that. So check our channel out. Also go check out Papa Wheelie. He's got a dope channel. He was just streaming Back to the Future, the game, live because it's themed Back to the Future. Give him a follow. He does dope. Just check out all this stuff. It's dope. He's got the Funko Soda Cases, Hot Wheels on comic auction, Dead Zone collectible mystery box he got. Tons and tons of dope
his live
videos.
streams,
Go check out.
his wrestling live streams. Don't forget that.
Go click over here. Oh, he's got PGA. Oh, this is dope.
Yep.
Check it out. So if you're into gaming, check out Papa Willie's channel. He does a lot of great dope live streams.
Yep.
All right. Boom. All right. So let's see if anybody else came in. Larry's in the house. What's good, Larry? Larry's always joining us. That's wonderful. All right, just to go, I'm going to start off with the movie news, and you guys just tell me if you want to go through any of them or not. Just kind of like what we did last week.
I hope and pray in this moment that you find something that I actually care about other than Supergirl was casted, because the news
That's
is
right.
Oh yeah.
Let's talk about that first.
so crusty lately. I don't know what to do with myself.
You did great. So in James Gunn DCU, Millie Alcock has been cast as Supergirl, but not just Supergirl, the woman of tomorrow, but she'll also be in Superman Legacy in a small role.
Allegedly. There's no confirmation, but this early casting suggests that they're going to have her appear in a film before Supergirl. Also,
Yeah.
James Gunn was involved in her casting, which is a little unusual. So again, makes
Why is that
makes
unusual?
because they have not announced a producer or a director for her movie yet, right? Or that there's even a completed script. So that's why it makes it look like he picked her to set her up first. But that's only speculation. But all roads point to that.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Papa, she's hot.
They're gonna put her in Superman Legacy. There's already been something
I
about it out
really
there.
think so. He didn't confirm that, but I really
That's
think
part
so.
of Kal-El's origin. You know what I mean?
Well, remember,
That's-
we're not doing a heavy duty origin.
No, but we will get flashbacks and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Dude, I have no idea what that movie's gonna be. I really don't. But he clearly wants to set a stage of a fully populated superhero world and just get the ball rolling right off of that. And before Superman Legacy, we're getting Creature Commandos. So our introduction to that universe is gonna be Creature Commandos.
Yeah, that's earlier though. It's like World War One, World War Two.
It doesn't matter. That universe, it's that universe. We're gonna get a taste of what that setting is, even if it's through the eyes of Creature Commandos.
Anybody else got any thoughts on?
Don't care at all.
Doesn't care at all.
I like if there's zero doesn't care, I'm below zero. I really just don't care.
I was just like, all right, cool. Like, you know, that was just about like, yeah, where I was. All right, cool. I didn't really read the article. I saw that she got cast in the headline, and the headline said it all. It was just like, cool.
Well,
As
it
long
checks
as she's
all my
hot.
boxes. I
She's
like the
good.
Superman family. She looks great. I enjoyed her in House of Dragon. You know, she's Papa Wheelie's gonna find her hot. There we go.
It's just that James Gunn has not had a great record with treating his women characters. You know what I mean?
I'm sorry.
So,
Did we miss out on Nebula and Gamora?
No, there's that.
There's that. 2 out of how many?
Who's it?
What's her name? My homegirl from the Hunger Games who was in Slither. That was a good role for that crazy movie.
I didn't see Slither.
Oh my god, we gotta watch Slither.
That's the one with
Probably in October.
what's his name's in that, right? I think I've seen that. It came out a while ago, like in the
Mhm.
90s.
Yeah, that's an
early
older
2000s.
one. I missed that one. All right, let's get into.
But
let me
I
see the
remember seeing it in the
movies.
theater, and it's got some great lines in it. I will say that.
Elizabeth Banks. And Michael
All right.
Rooker.
Yeah, what about
Huh.
Mantis? Mantis got service too in the.
Oh, I'm getting shot to death here. I should have never repeated something I heard online. Now I'm getting shot to death here. All right, James Gunn does great with women characters. I changed my stance.
I'm not saying all of them, but just say that he does nothing with his women characters.
Yeah, he does pretty
Completely
good.
Wrong.
All right. Haunt Netflix viewers terrified. No? No?
Terrified about what?
Just click it.
Yeah, we can always go
Ah.
get out of there quickly. Let's see.
Yeah,
Terrified about
that's
what?
just like 4 words in the headline. Let's see.
It's clearly clickbait.
Haunt Netflix viewers terrified by obscure 2019 horror movie that shot to the top of film chart.
Which is what is it?
Haunt is the name of the movie.
Oh, is the name of the
That's
movie?
all
still?
it is. Is that viewers are declaring it terrifying.
Oh, I don't care.
It's an ad for the movie.
I know, but okay, and for the UK
Yeah, I
because
thought
it
this was
shot up
fucking-
to the top of the Netflix viewing in the UK. Which all this to say, hey, if you've never heard of this movie and you like a good horror flick, you should check it out and make up your mind about it.
I'll say this about Netflix lately: they've been adding a lot of content, and they've been buying a lot of stuff. Well, getting licensed to
Yeah,
stream a lot of stuff, new and recently old. If that makes sense. Like it's not necessarily 20 years old. It's like within the last decade and stuff. I'm like, oh yeah, I haven't seen this in a while. And it shows up in the new to Netflix. You're like, oh, maybe I will watch that again.
All right. Selena Gomez is
Say
the
what you will,
most.
but all of their sports documentaries, those short
Go ahead,
6-part
go ahead.
series are amazing.
Let's see what she is.
Selena Gomez is the most. Selena Gomez is the most supportive bestie at
I don't
Nicola
care.
Peltz
away
premiere.
with this.
Okay.
Get out of here. Who cares?
There we go.
Nobody
Hey,
cares.
bestie!
What's up?
Oh my God, you're such
Why
a
is,
bestie.
why is that a story?
Yo, Papa Wheelie's giving you
Bizarre.
crap for using Bing. Why are
From
you using
Bizarre.
Bing?
We went
No,
over
you
this
said this
last
last
time.
Stop giving Bing a chance. It
I
doesn't
do it to
deserve
piss everybody off, Papa Wheelie.
Well,
I
you're
do it
doing
to make them
right.
all angry.
You're
No,
doing it
because
right.
actually, all right, listen. I went on Google and I typed in movie news just as I typed in Bing, and it was the same stuff. It was the
But it
same
looks
stuff.
better on Google.
Who cares what it looks like? They don't care what it
There's
looks like.
full
All right,
sentences
Bryce.
on Google.
Bryce, they're looking at us, not that. Bryce Dallas. Oh, look at you, got me going all
No,
over the place.
skip Bryce Dallas.
Howard.
I'm interested in the Quentin
Bryce-
Tarantino thing.
Okay, everything we know about. Everything we know about Quentin Tarantino's 10th and final movie, reportedly starring Brad Pitt.
I'm down for it.
Quentin Tarantino's 10th and supposedly final film, The Movie Critic, is in the works. The movie is set in California in the 70s and centers on a film critic who works for
Jeez.
a porn magazine. Brad Pitt will reportedly star in the movie, of course.
Why do I feel like this is Tarantino's version of The People versus Larry Flint?
Probably. Also, like, this is how you want to go out? You think that this is the film? This is gonna be a 10th and last film, allegedly. This is the hill you want to die on?
Who knows?
I believe
Here's
it.
the
I
thing, we
believe
don't
that's
even
the
know
hill
what
he
it's
wants to
about.
die on. Yes, I think he does. Because even though he's a great filmmaker, he's a bit strange.
I think that's
Strange.
like probably a little like sentence of like everything that's going to go on in that film, and it's going to be probably a good movie.
I don't disagree.
Papa Willie says it's overrated.
Like, if you look back at like the sentences they said about like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, you were like, huh? And you like a head scratch, like really? And then you went and saw it, and it's like, wow, this is a great movie.
Right. I also wonder too if this is also not a finger to the industry as I leave it,
I
because I could see Tarantino doing that.
yeah,
I mean, the
but
movie's
he's
called
seen,
it's called The Movie Critic.
why would he be giving them like explain? Give me more. Why would he be giving them
Just
a
because
finger?
that's who he is. He doesn't like a lot. He likes movies. He likes making movies. He does not like the movie industry.
I
No,
see
and that's
that.
why I feel like that's like why to make this meta critique film that is what it sounds like, you know. But
Mhm.
I'm like, okay. In the meantime, I'm like, I would have preferred to have gotten the Tarantino Star Trek film. I would have liked to have seen that.
Oh yeah, he was gonna make a Star Trek film. I don't know about that. I'd have to argue with you on that. I don't think he would have made a good Star Trek film, in my opinion.
I think he would have made it
just for the fact that I've never seen him, and tell me if I'm wrong. I've never seen him do like a sci-fi like that.
I don't think
Well,
he's directed or written
Yeah,
one, but I think
Yeah.
he's produced.
that's
I
the
mean,
only
he's
reason why I
done
don't
some
think it would be good.
fantasy-like stuff though.
Well, I mean, like outer space, spaceships. You know what I mean? That kind
A
I never
Tarantino
seen him
Star
do
Trek
something like
movie's
that.
not going to be about being outer space. It's all going to be about the conversations that happen on the bridge or on the planet, and with interstitials of webbing it together.
Right, but it has
it's
to
not
have
going to be
good.
about being in space.
It has to have that part be good too, though, or
Okay.
else we won't. We can't. It's that argument we always have. Oh, I want to see some battles. I want to see something dope. Yeah, I want to get the story, but we just don't want to see a space movie that's just story and nothing action. Star Trek is about action. You know.
Have you seen the last 3 Star Trek movies?
Listen, I didn't say that they were following the model correctly, but those are still action movies.
The third one was not really an action movie. The first 2 I'll give you.
The
You
third
don't
one,
think
they
the third
started
one
off
was an
with the
action
planet.
movie?
Maybe I haven't seen it in a while. I don't remember not liking it, and being bored through the whole thing.
You remember not liking it and being bored?
Yes, I like the first 2. I'm talking the Abrams ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the third one
was
was
just
very
kinda
different.
Yeah. Papa Willie says that one of his films pulls him in. Death Proof is all action. Yep. And Tate Prime is in the house.
What about Hateful Eight? That was an action movie.
Papa loves chick flicks. I can't take him seriously. Huh? Which one?
Hateful Eight.
And Kill Bill Volume 1.
Hateful Eight was good. It was long though. Hateful Eight was
It
a
is.
long movie.
And I got to see the longer version because there's a longer version on Netflix now where it's split into, I think it's 4 parts. And each one's like an hour and a half, and there's stuff added back in.
Oh, sorry,
Oh.
Cliff. We were on the same page. Kenneth Burge checking in. He says, I'm doing okay. And when I got out of the hospital, I'm still sore. It's going to take maybe 2 more weeks before I get better, but I'm doing okay. Thank you all for the prayers and get wishes. Thank you all. Shout out to you, Kenneth. We're glad that you're feeling okay, buddy. Thanks for joining us, sticking around. Hopefully we make the time go by for you.
Dude, they let him out so fast. It was like, I think Monday or Tuesday night, he like joined the chat and was like, hey, just letting you guys know what's up. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, what are we doing at hospitals? We're just turning beds.
All right, let's move a little bit. Let's do a couple more. How Toilets got a starring role in?
No.
No. Scoop film Netflix releases first?
Yeah, why not?
No. Yeah?
Yeah, why not?
We got a why not.
Okay.
Let's,
First,
we
well,
got a
I
why
want
not.
first what?
First glimpse of Anderson and Sewell in Andrew Netflix film.
Nah, don't care.
What?
Actually,
Oh,
don't
Gillian
care.
Anderson.
Of
Okay.
York.
Actually, don't care.
Duke
no.
of York.
Don't care.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry. I didn't. Sorry. Bye.
Let's check out
Anthony
Anthony Anderson.
Oh, man. We sure about this? This guy's
Yes,
kinda
I'm
touchy.
sure. I care about him a little bit.
I don't.
I don't know. He's done some pretty crazy things, allegedly. Anthony Anderson returned to movie set after hurting himself, and he made some on-brand jokes about his injuries. I don't
Okay,
listen.
yeah, no big deal.
I don't know him personally. So the stuff that's been alleged, I think he was found guilty of some certain things as well. But I'm not gonna repeat them. It's that same old Hollywood thing, and it's just boring now. Like this stuff shouldn't be allowed in Hollywood, and it's still being allowed, even though it makes like front page news and all that. Nobody ever takes care of it. The crowd inside never stands up for it to go away. They all not all of them, but they mostly cover for each other, and it's just
Well,
sick.
no kidding. And then,
But
then they'll
that's
virtue
my
signal
rant.
at the Oscars about it, about
Yeah,
how these
that's
things
my
are
rant.
terrible. We shouldn't do that. Well, yeah, but then you can't cover stuff up in your own industry.
Yeah. Sundance movie that sent.
Nah,
No. Solo Marvel movie being released.
I think we have to on this one, right?
Yeah. It's our Council of Comics. Solo Marvel movie being released 24 wraps up. Oh, Deadpool finished filming.
Okay.
Deadpool 3 Super Bowl trailer. I'm excited to go see that trailer. I'm telling you, I'm sticking to it. Ryan Reynolds is going to deliver.
Oh, dude,
gonna
done it.
deliver.
I like the first two. I like the first. I'm
Yeah.
like everybody. I like the first
Pictures
one,
here.
the second one, but I didn't think the
Show me
second
some
one was
pictures.
bad.
No pictures. All right.
No, 'cause
I
they
just
wanna
watched the
save it
second
for
one again
next
the other
week.
day. I really like that movie.
I just love the tease
What,
of
the
Brad
second one?
Pitt as being the invisible guy.
The Vanisher. Yeah.
Yes, and you don't actually. see him
Anthony's
until
in the
it's
house.
directed
What's
to
good,
you.
Anthony? Yeah. X-Force. That's the. All right. That's. I mean, dude. All right. Kevin Williamson's alien horror movie.
Nah.
Yeah,
Well,
like
that's
there's
fine.
just
That's
no,
fine.
there's no grab you news happening.
So we're not doing this.
No.
No. Okay.
Don't do it.
Okay.
Okay.
Do we have an in memoriam for Carl Weathers?
Yeah, right.
Oh,
Combat
rest in
Carl.
peace, Carl Weathers. Rest in peace to Grief.
Yo,
Cargo.
that was like really out of left field news. I was really crushed when I saw that.
Yeah, that was. Ah, man, I wanted to see him more in Star Wars stuff, film wise. You know what I mean?
That was how selfish, but it was like the first thing I thought of too.
Yeah.
Ben Compton's in the house. Oh, Anthony says playing the Pokemons. There's Pokemon Go. He's got a tournament going on right now. Go give Anthony a call. Ben Compton is in the house. What's good? Tate Prawn says Hollywood is the future Epstein flight log. Sadly, yes.
Not wrong.
Yes.
I was gonna say no. Epstein's flight log is the future Hollywood. Like, no, we're going in reverse.
It's a circle. It's a loop.
A terrifying loop.
A terrifying loop. All right. Box office, baby. Let's do this box office. What we got going on here? Change up the mood.
Oh, I do want to see that one.
Argyle
Argyle?
comes in at number 1.
I'd like to
bringing
see it. It looks
18
good.
million.
I saw
Bringing
something today
18
that
million.
they were asking whether that universe and the Kingdom universe are kind of connected.
They are kind of connected.
Really? We got to
Which
connect.
I'm down for that because I like the Kingsman
Stuff.
movies.
All right. At number 2, The Chosen coming in.
Did they release
Jesus
Is that
coming
anime?
the three of
through.
them as a movie?
Yes, they
Yeah.
released episodes 1, 2, and 3 of season 4 as a theatrical.
Listen, I got to sit down and watch The Chosen. I've heard nothing but good things from The Chosen. And I'm very particular about my Jesus movies and materials. So I got to
The
sit
way
down
you
and watch
said that made me laugh. That's all.
it. The Beekeeper only dropping 20% comes in at number 3. Wonka,
Wonka's staying
Number
strong,
4.
man.
yeah, only a 15% drop.
What's
That's
its
really
total
good.
toll at this point? It was over 500, wasn't it?
Yes. 571.
Yeah, look at that.
Came out December 15th, peoples.
Yeah.
We are in February. That is
Not
a
even
movie.
2 months.
That's a
Time
movie
for-
right there.
Nothing
not
is
even
out
2
at the
months.
movies. Yeah. There's
You know
not
what I
much at the
You're
movies.
still going to see. All right. Migration comes in at number 5, dropping only 16%.
I think that came
Mean
out
Girls
before
drops
Wonka.
from the number 1 position, 5 slots to number 6. Yeah, it dropped 42%. It also dropped 400 screens. So 400 theaters after the first week were like done with Mean Girls. Anyone But You comes in at number 7. American Fiction. Poor Things going on its Oscar run right now. Dropped 26%. Aquaman still in the top 10. Pulled in another 2 million. Let's see where Aquaman's at. 423. Not bad. For a film that I thought was just not going to do anything. I thought it was going to make less than Flash. But the Aquaman fans are out there. They are out there. But good to see for Jason
Okay,
Momoa.
I wouldn't call them Aquaman fans. I'd call them Jason Momoa fans.
You could be quite right about that, Clifford. Quite right. Well,
Anthony's
he's coming back
asking
as
if
Lobo.
Mean
anyway,
Girls is
so.
a remake. I'm like, Anthony, the new Mean Girls is based on the Broadway musical Mean Girls, based on the movie Mean Girls, based, I believe, off of the book that was adapted by Tina Fey. Something like that.
Comic
James
Cat
Bond
Collectibles
fans,
is in
that's
the house. Trev the Shipping Guru is in the house. Kamaria is in the house. Thank you all for joining us today. Night Swim at number 10. The Boys in the Boat. Night Swim at number 11. Boys in the Boat at number 12. And so forth. Zone
The
of
Iron
Interest,
Claw, baby, at number 14. Y'all gotta see it.
How about
Iron
Oppenheimer?
Claw.
Still in the top 20.
Oppenheimer, man. It
Yeah,
dropped
but
76% and dropped 600 theaters.
It's not making
So,
up that last 50 million.
It's not.
No.
It's
okay.
But that's all
No,
right.
no,
It's still in there, though.
I think it's crazy that the Holdovers is even on this list when it's on Peacock right now.
All right, and the
All
last
right, what's
one
How
is
to Have Sex?
Wow, Ferrari
I
dropped
I
a
knew
lot.
you were gonna ask me to click on that. Let's hope it's PG-13. Let's go over here. Three British teenagers,
okay.
teenage girls go on a rites of passage. That's Australian. Rites of passage
That is
holiday,
Australian.
drinking,
In
drinking,
what should
clubbing,
be.
and hooking up in what should be the best summer of their
Should
lives.
be. Means it's not. It's already made almost $1 million. Look at that.
Almost $1
I
million.
mean, it doesn't
so it's a
exactly
foreign-
sound
it's
like
a
a
foreign
bad
film.
summer now that you say it like that.
So it's a foreign movie, is what we're saying.
It's not.
It's not. Hey, almost made $1 million. Probably cost him about.
I
100,000.
think it was
100 grand
already
to
out
film.
on like Netflix. Or
That's
something.
The Peasants was the last one. That's your box office for this week. Very, very weak. Except for Argyle. I mean, 18 million is still not a lot. But it took number 1, so next week it can have the ability to put on top of the trailer the number 1 movie in America. So, all right. What you guys see this weekend? Let us know in them comments below. Anthony says Argyle looks like it'll be fun.
Argyle's fun.
Anthony, Beekeeper too. He said it was decent.
You saw
Well,
it?
Anthony has always loved Jason Statham, so he's obsessed with Beekeeper.
You saw
Probably-
it, Carl?
That is, they can't even pay homage to him in the Creed film unless they pull off a huge Easter egg. Speaking of Carl Weathers, yeah, that's what happens with life, man. You're here one day, you don't know if you're gonna be here the next day. So, even though it may be tough, we got to make each day count for something because we just don't know. Because he passed in his sleep. Family said he passed peacefully. He went to sleep, and he just didn't wake up. So. Shout out, prayers and all that for his family. Anthony says, despite no Gene Wilder, I heard Wonka wasn't too bad. James Wan fans. Those
That
are mostly
too.
horror fans, right?
Yeah.
I heard Ferrari was amazing. I don't know. It was the worst. It wasn't even a British accent. It was Australian. I'm sorry.
And it was a bad
About-
Australian.
I was
He
listening to a lot of whack. Whack.
Yeah, I just watched 10 Watt Questions with actual Dracula. It was so good.
Yeah.
So good. Yes.
Speaking of which, there he is. Hello, Whack. Thank you for joining
Lee.
us. And Whack, I am working on that verse. I'm almost there. Almost there. We'll let them know about it another time, though. All right. So your homework for last week was to finish out the trilogy of Back to the Future with episode or part 3. All right. Let me just read the little thing here. Granted, in 1955, Marty McFly learned about the death of Doc Brown in 1885. He must travel back in time to save him. With no fuel readily available for the DeLorean. The two must figure out how. Figure out how to release other people.
I would love to know what he's
He must
saying.
figure out how to escape the whole West murdered.
You're not the only one, Cliff.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
As soon as you come back to us, Sam,
You there?
Was everybody frozen? Was it just me?
it was just you, and it was there.
Just
Yes,
you.
you.
Wait, I was frozen. I lost a lot. Update me. What did I miss?
Yes.
Everything.
Everything that came out of your mouth after you said Back to the Future 3.
All right. Now I got everybody back. Okay, let's go. Back to Tuesday. Nobody wants to talk.
But I
What's
thought,
your
What's
thought it was,
going on here? Well, you guys hate this
Well,
movie?
we
What's
were
going
caught
on?
off guard. You said a bunch of stuff that we didn't hear. We told you we heard nothing you said, and then you're just telling us to jump in.
But did you hear me when I said I got everybody back? All right, let's go.
Yeah,
but
let's
you
right,
didn't
but we don't
All
know
right,
what
then.
we're
Then
going
what's
from.
the issue after that point? Let's say
We thought you were
everybody's
gonna
back
repeat
then.
all
All
the
right,
nonsense
let's
you said
go.
before.
Then I say, let's go. Let's talk. And then you don't say nothing again. You make me think I'm frozen again. Jeez. You see, Council? This is where the extra gray hairs come from.
No. This
Yes,
is
that's me
technical error
deflecting
being-
the fault. I'm deflecting
Absolutely
the fault.
not. Absolutely not. Terrible. What a wonderful film set in 1880 something. It was great.
it's in 1885.
1885. Did anybody recognize the town square in the movie is exactly the town square from Gunsmoke?
Man,
I definitely did not know that.
My biggest surprise was that back then the town square from Gunsmoke was still like available. But I guess because Gunsmoke ran for 11 or 14 years or something outrageous, right? I guess no one wanted to tear down the set.
probably.
But the set was available and they used it, and they used a whole bunch of other leftover Western sets to create this town. But I was fascinated because once you realize the town square is the Gunsmoke town square, you can't unsee it. You're like, oh yeah, that's Gunsmoke.
Can we just talk about the fact that when they go into the West, and then later in the movie they're talking about him? He's talking. When we get into the whole thing about, oh, the bridge will be there because it'll be completed by the time you come back, and don't worry about it, that whole thing. Maybe I didn't realize that Hill Valley was in the middle of the desert.
Yeah.
I assumed it was on one of the coasts, or even near Chicago or something like that. It never occurred to me that they were in the middle of the desert.
Did they mention that they were out there?
No, they never say anything through any of them. They just all of a sudden,
true.
we're in,
That's very, very true.
I did enjoy the part though, right before he sends Marty back, and Marty's like, "Well, I'm gonna hit the Indians." He goes, "Well, they won't be there when you go back." And then when he goes back, they are. That little joke made me laugh.
Yeah, they mentioned they're in California.
Oh, do they? Okay.
Yeah, but they mentioned in passing in the first movie, I think.
Okay.
And then of course we know all about it in the third movie.
I really like the beginning of this movie. the
because
whole
you like the second movie.
yes.
The beginning is the end of the second movie.
Yes, and don't get me wrong, I really like this movie, and
Really?
it's a throw up of whether this is better than the first one with me.
You're crazy.
I know I am crazy.
You need to go back and smoke a little more before you get back on here. You think this
Why? This is a good movie.
This movie is so beyond formulaic. It's disgusting.
What do you
Oh,
mean?
we've seen this in
What
the first
do you
two
mean?
movies. Let's just change what time period we've seen what happened in the first two movies and do it again.
Yeah, it's Back to the Future. It's
Oh,
a time
he's selling
traveling
manure
movie.
again. Oh, he's fighting Biff again. Oh, he's doing this again.
That's the point
the only
of
thing
it.
we don't have in this movie that we in the first two is him on a skateboard somehow. I was waiting for that.
And because they knew you were waiting for it, they made sure it didn't
No, it
happen.
wasn't in there. Oh, I don't know. No, I like it. I like the fact that they had another Biff in there, and then
It's
you saw
ridiculous that the same families would be there for 800 years fighting each other every 30, 40 years. No, come on.
Oh yeah, because that's never happened historically ever.
Well, I'm just
We've
saying.
never seen that.
What I'm saying is it stretches plausibility.
Papa Willie wants us to kick you off, Green Shirt Guy.
Yeah, whatever.
I know, here you are, dropping all over his favorite franchise film, and oh my!
No, I really
I
like
like the first one. I think this one's terrible.
This one is likable too, you know.
I thought it actually took a little bit more
but it's so
risk
funny.
from the others
It's so
with the whole
funny
Doc
because you have
Brown.
such a big problem with this
Yeah.
one, and you're surprised that the second one is my favorite because I felt the second one was the most ambitious, the most throw caution to the wind, and that's part of what I love about that.
I'll get there's something I think technically in some of the use of when I say technically, like all the film tricks, I think that I'll give you that. I think the story's a little all over the place. What I would say, they throw in this one too. They throw all the rules out about time travel in this one. When we're talking about,
Oh yeah, they really
don't change anything.
The first
no, we can
one,
change multiple things. Not worried.
the
about it.
first one,
Go ahead, Cliff.
the first one tries to cling to a singular time travel concept, right? And then doesn't quite have it at the end, but you forgive it. But then the second one, we're in a parallel unit, we're in a parallel reality. Who knows what's going on?
Yeah, that's the point I want to make. That's the point of the movies. Doc Brown thought he knew what time travel was and what a formula it was. But then at the end of the third movie, remember he goes, "You write your own future." There is no thinking of how time travel goes.
Right, which is beautiful. However,
Well, that's
we
just
straight up-
because they screwed up so bad they have to write something to make up for it.
Well, they screwed up off of a theory. Well, there was a theory, something they thought. Like theoretically, he said, if you do this, this would happen. But he comes to
No, what
find
I'm
out through the
saying is
movies
the
that
writer
doesn't
went-
happen like that.
What I'm saying is the writer went, "Oh, we changed a bunch of things in the past, and we can't explain why the future looks exactly the same. So, you write your own future." Nonsense.
Why is that nonsense?
It's nonsense. They changed so many things in the past that if we believe in the butterfly effect of things changing the future, it wouldn't necessarily remotely look like what we're talking about. The fact that that woman was supposed to have died, how do you know that the new teacher that was supposed to come in didn't revolutionize the educational whatever in that town and changed however many lives going forward? Now that teacher's not going to be there because Clara stayed, that changed that whole town.
But Clara didn't
That's
stay.
just one
Well,
example.
Clara
I'll
didn't stay.
I'll pull in theories from like other movies though. That I think it was Days of Future Past, but where it was like, no matter what you change, there are constants that always bring it back to the same thing.
See, that's the problem with this is there's two theories with time travel. There's two theories. Either you can't change anything ever,
And it's a
because
closed loop.
no matter what you do, it will always go back to what it was
What up,
supposed to.
Legion?
Or you can only go back so far because you could change things, but you would still have to stay within a certain
All right, I can't remember all the theories of time travel, but there are a few. One is closed loop. No matter what you do, it's just gonna be what it is because it's closed loop. So at the beginning of the film, you're like, hey, somebody was in the year 1860 and did X, Y, and Z, and then you travel back, and then only for it to be you were the one who did the thing. Now you know you're the one who did the thing, and it all comes full circle. Another one is it doesn't matter what you do. The moment you time travel, the minute you pick up from wherever you arrive, it is a new timeline. You have immediately created a new timeline by arriving at a different point in time. So that's the second one. And then I forgot what the third one is that's very popular. But the point is, Back to the Future starts off in column A with the closed loop and then like loses control of that and then goes all over the place.
Yeah.
The other thing that got me at the end of this movie is, so he comes back, he goes back to the future, lands on the train tracks like we expect him to, and then the train destroys the thing. Couple things with that DeLorean's heavy enough to derail that train. I'll let that go. But
what do you mean?
That car in the middle of the train would derail the train that hit him. That train would derail. It doesn't take much.
It didn't hit it at high speed though.
It doesn't have to hit at high speed.
They started it though.
Huh?
But what do you mean, like the train?
No.
The train never hits
hitting the car. Something that big on a train track would derail that train.
But it didn't hit the car. That's the point I'm trying to tell you.
It absolutely hit the car. It destroyed the car.
Oh, you mean when the car came back?
Right.
And then the train
came.
No,
yeah. Not them going.
Oh,
when he lands,
okay.
I'll move on from that because we need to have a story. It makes no sense. They had that cute moment later where he goes back to the wreckage and the time circuits and the flux capacitor right next to each other, though they wouldn't be because that car went all over the place. Why is it that in every instance before this in the movies, we travel right back to either right before or right after we need to? So he comes back, car gets destroyed, he goes and finds Jennifer, then he comes back to the wreckage to show her, and that's when Doc shows up. Doc wouldn't show up on the train right after the car got destroyed to say I'm okay.
How would he know, green shirt guy? You're digging deep.
Yeah,
digging deep for stuff.
How would he know he was going to be there then? Probably an hour later.
Well, Legion Comics says, why would it derail it? I've watched countless clips of trains turning G semi trucks into butter. That's a semi truck though. That's not a car. But I see what your point. I see what your point is. Yeah, the biggerness, not the trailer.
And also, this is a steam engine train that is still running in Sonoma, California today.
Yo, Green Shirt Guy.
That thing is a tank.
Legion says Green Shirt Guy got me hot trying to pick apart my childhood. You feel it, bro? We still love you, though.
It's fine. I disagree with you, but it's fine.
That's why he's here, everybody. If we all thought the same, this wouldn't be a show for everybody.
Wait,
Papa says, okay, y'all, did you notice Doc's shirt in the beginning of 3?
I don't think I did.
The old Doc. The 1955 Doc? What was on his shirt?
Don't remember.
Did
you notice
Cliff is on the hunt.
Did you notice Marty's shirt when he first gets into the Old West gear? It looks like it's nuclear isotopes stitched into the.
Really?
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
I like the new Biff. I thought it
would have been nice if his cronies, one of the guys, had some kind of callback again to the 3D glasses somehow. I don't know how you would do it, but I thought that would have been a nice touch, but it's fine.
What was the thing he said? He's like, "You're a jerk." He's like, "Minor big words there, son."
Right. Well, they look at him. I love it. They look at it. He looks at him like, "What did he say?"
Oh my god.
I also love. I mean, there were some funny things in it. The part where they're at the town party, and he's like, "I'm tomorrow noon," and like, "We can't do it tomorrow because we're robbing that train." What about Monday?
I eat my breakfast. I do my killing after breakfast.
Well, even before he's like,
I do my killing Monday? Before breakfast.
They're like, "Yeah, we can do Monday." Monday.
Oh, yeah. And they tell him that they're going to rob the train
in front of everybody.
Yeah. And then it's State Prime, ZZ Top. Love that. That's one of my songs that's always in my head. They really killed that one.
And it's on the soundtrack.
Yeah, I love that. I'm sorry, Cliff. Papa says it's the bandana that Doc uses to hijack the train.
Oh, is that right?
Oh.
Mm,
All right, I so did not catch that.
okay. It's on point. Dance. And
He
then he does
loves
the break.
this. He loves this series. He came hard with the facts.
Yeah. Remember he does the moonwalk?
Yeah.
Like, what is he doing?
And then he does a spin at the end.
Yeah. How about when Doc?
I was waiting, like I said, so hard for him to be skateboarding that I half expected him to grab a piece of wood and grab the back of one of those horse-drawn carriages that were going by when he's running from them. I was waiting for that.
The thing with the skateboard is there's no place for him to skateboard. There's no paved road.
What are you talking about? He escapes from them in the first two movies in the town square, like he was running from them.
No. In 1885, there's no paved roads. It's all dirt and rocks.
That's
why
what I'm saying. If he's on a piece of wood or something like that, who cares?
Maybe like on the
he's
porch.
He's being dragged by a horse.
Yeah. Remember Doc? He's in the bar all night, and they think he doesn't
even drink.
Took the shot. He's just looking at it the whole night. And then when he drinks
what
it
happened
finally,
on July 4th? Remember the bartender says to him, he's like, "Oh, you don't want to do this. Remember what happened on July 4th?"
Yeah, July 4th, right?
How about the part where Marty first goes and sees Doc, and when he first changes his clothes, he comes out, they're having the conversation, and then finally you see what that machine is, and it just makes one ice cube for his iced tea.
Yeah, that was big back then, though.
Was funny too.
That was big back then, though. This is the train robbing. It's just the fact that there's no like futuristic stuff in it that I like it. It's like it went from futuristic and gadgets and gizmos, and now it's just like back in the West.
Work with what you got.
Well, it's also
the thing.
I mean, Doc is very steampunk in it.
Yeah.
Very, very. And by the way, I always love Mary Steenburgen. Like,
I can't stand her. She's one of the parts that takes me out of this movie. I can't.
You're the worst.
Go ahead.
Just don't like her. I never asked.
She is appropriately dressed. You know,
Papa Willie wants to share something. Go ahead, Papa Willie. Legion of Comics. Why no talk about the train footage looking like the stock train footage from Briscoe County?
Yeah, well,
that's funny.
Well, the chase scene where they're on top of the train trying to get to the locomotive at the front, so clearly not them.
His bandana's made from a shirt.
I did see an interesting thing this weekend. I don't know why it came up in my Instagram though. That this whole
cool.
October, what's it, 26th or whatever is when they start in 1985.
Mm-hmm.
And Goonies happened the same weekend.
Oh, Papa's got a little list here of things. That's pretty cool. That Clint Eastwood inside joke. What else you got in there? Marty checks his pants are still on.
That's fun.
Not to the first movie.
The time is 8:08 on the clock tower, as in 88 miles per hour. Wow. Bringing it. ZZ Top plays the town band. Yeah, I love that when they kick in and they start the party. Doc references the invention of the transistor.
Oh, that's my other thing too, right?
Wait, hold it on that one.
Okay.
Pop Willie. Go ahead. No, go ahead, Green Sugar.
Did you hear the thing I said about Goonies? No.
Yes.
No, I didn't.
What?
I saw this thing on Instagram.
I was focused. No, go ahead. I didn't hear it. Repeat it.
So, I saw this on just the other day on Instagram. It came up on my feed. There's a fan theory, and they kind of proved it. So this takes place, or at least the first Back to the Future starts off October 26, 1985, right? And that's when they leave and come back to and keep, whatever. Goonies, they've proven happens the same weekend.
Really?
Isn't that wild?
Wow.
Because you see, there's a
Spielberg universe.
Well, I don't know about that, but yeah, it's kind of funny. Just a magical weekend in time, right? No, so Doc's this crazy scientist, right? And he figures out that if they can recreate the microchip that's blown when they go back, right? and that's how so they're okay because he can recreate it, so that all they have to do is then whatever. Why is it that this guy who's this brilliant scientist? I understand they blow the manifold on the car, but you can't rebuild one, and you couldn't figure out how to make gasoline back then.
But they're working with a small time period.
Not once they realize Biff is going to prison because he falls in the manure. Once he's going there, they don't have to race the train anymore.
So you're saying they could just stay there until Doc? They just stay there until Doc figures out a way. Is what you're saying? Which
wouldn't been very long, apparently, because even he says when they're trying to solve it, it's only gonna be a couple weeks.
13 Needles gang includes members of Biff's various gangs. Yeah, I knew that one. The clock tower is being unloaded in the background.
Yeah. Okay. But we see the clock tower a couple times in that.
Yeah. Doc named his dog after scientists again.
Yes.
Copernicus. The clock that caused Doc's accident is visible.
That's cool.
Yeah. Clara is in the background when Doc and Marty talk about Clayton Ravine.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, but
the
they figured that out
extras are legendary Western actors. The arresting deputy's dialogue was redubbed.
Is that right?
Manure.
I hate manure.
Doc is probably related to V2 rocket creator Werner von Braun. Okay. The Statler horse dealership.
Okay.
Oh, that's nice. Very nice.
And it's the same shot of the honest mayors through the first two.
Clayton Ravine is renamed to Eastwood Ravine at the end.
No, kind of crazy. I didn't notice that.
I did notice that. Doc's son desperately needs the bathroom. The flux capacitor is visible in the train.
Yeah.
I wonder what that train can do, man.
Well, this is my point. He can do all this, but he can't fix that car.
Police Academy, Michael Winslow performed the sound effects from Marty's moonwalking. Okay. That's cool. Very nice. Very nice.
Let's see what Mark has to share from Legion of Comics. I've been known to often mine crude oil just to process it into gasoline in my blacksmith forge at my disposal.
You're not a nuclear physicist.
It's fun.
So that holds no water.
It's 1885. You're out of league here.
Not a nuclear physicist. The guy who can figure out how to fix a microchip with all these These guys, this guy can recreate a microchip that's the size of a Game Boy.
But remember, he said he couldn't recreate it because he didn't have the parts.
So he couldn't figure out how to make the parts. He somehow figured out how to make a train fly. Give me a break. Because he's still wearing old-timey clothes.
See your thinking now. If he couldn't create those things in the past, how the hell did he make a train into a time machine
and fly?
It's hey, he's not wrong, Cliff.
My theory is he grabs Clara, they go to the future, he makes
How, Cliff? That's the question. How does he go to the future?
He doesn't have the machine to go.
He doesn't have a car. They have nothing.
But since he doesn't die and he just does it with steam, I don't know.
The obvious explanation is that he works at it hard and he comes.
So he couldn't have made the DeLorean into a steam machine to go to the future then, instead of using the train.
Well, maybe he had a little. Remember, those kids look like they're like 7 or 8 years old.
Okay.
So
it looks like
he had
some time
5.
passed there.
They say he had 5 years. In those 5 years, maybe he did come up with it. You know what I mean?
So then he has 5 years.
Come up with it in 5 days is.
He doesn't need 5 days. And what I'm saying is, once Biff is arrested, they don't have to chase the train anymore. They only need to chase the train because that was their only way to get to the future, to get away from Biff killing them.
Do you enjoy trying to destroy the joy for others? Do you get your jollies from this?
I'm just saying.
From this wonderful 80s.
That's not wonderful. That's what
This
I'm saying.
80s movie that's lovely, that is beloved by so many, but no, not for you.
Nope.
Not for you.
Nope.
I mean, I love that he does it. It keeps us on our toes.
I do
To
with my own
remind
movies
us
too,
that
so
every
don't-
movie is garbage. It's good. I like it.
No, I do it with movies I love too. So don't act like I don't do it for that too.
Oh, but the movie ends with Marty getting back. He gets back home. He gets his little truck, and he's about to go race. And this is the thing I think Doc was talking about.
From the
thing that
second
happened-
movie.
Yeah, from the second movie. But Marty chooses not to race the guy, and he makes it right, changes his life.
Well,
Then-
the mom even knows in the second one because she says so.
Yeah.
That's why he gave up music, because he broke his hand and couldn't play anymore.
Tate Prime says, I believe it's called suspension of disbelief, and most movies won't have to do that for. Papa Willie, I'm about to go back to the future to use green shirt guy as a speedboat. All right, we need numbers. Cliff, you're up.
8.5.
8.5. Okay. Green shirt guy?
5.5.
5.5.
5.5.
You're a
Oh
miser.
my
You're a
goodness.
miser. You're a monster.
I don't want to hear about Lady
This is-
Hawk ever again.
I don't
This
ever
is
want to
the
hear about
weakest
Lady
Don't
Hawk
ever
again.
say anything
This is
about
the
Lady
weakest.
Hawk.
I told you I love the first one.
You
This is
gave
the
Lady
weakest of the
Hawk
three.
like a 9, and you're giving
don't
this
think I gave
movie
it- I
a
think I gave it an
5.5.
Lady Hawk's a stronger movie than this.
What? Okay.
First of all, I
Okay.
do happen to personally love Lady Hawk, but still, you are so off the chain here. I can't even. Go ahead. Papa's giving it a 9, everybody.
Papa gives it a 9. Phil, you're up.
Oh, I was gonna be honest. This is like a 7.7. It's a little bit higher than a 7.5. It's not quite up to that 8 really level, but it's like a 7.7. It's enjoyable as an ending to a trilogy. I thought it was good enough. I thought it took more risk because it wasn't all the same stuff at you. You know, it wasn't quite as formulaic with like Doc Brown's relationship this time. So it was a little bit like more off the chain,
Okay.
but as a trilogy
Alright.
wrap up, it was good and not as good as the other two, but still like very good. So, yeah, it's like 7.7.
7.7. Don't worry, green shirt guy. K-pop junkie says Lady Hawk is
See?
top tier.
There you
Mine, I'm gonna give it a 9. Because it is the ending of the it ended the trilogy pretty good for me. It changed up the whole scenario while keeping certain things like the families and the Biffs, keeping them in line. I like that kind of thing. I give it a 9. It was just as enjoyable script wise as the other ones, in my opinion. It made me laugh. You know, it was good.
I'll say it's
And-
well written. I just don't. I think it breaks all of its rules. But much like we talked about in the first two, anytime you see a little something, it's used later. Like he throws the hoverboard in the back of the car just willy nilly because you
Mhm.
need it in the train scene. I'll give him that, but I think I still don't like this movie.
All right, so that's our review on Back to the Future Part 3, everybody. Your homework for next week, the new trilogy is the Dark Knight trilogy, the Christopher Nolan trilogy, which means Batman Begins is your first movie, is your homework for next Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday, with a pregame for the Super Bowl. Come check us out over here at the council, and then you can go right off to the Super Bowl. But Batman Begins next week. That is your homework, and Papa Willie will be back for Batman Begins. So there, join us. All right, that's the show. Make sure you like and subscribe. We thank everybody for tuning in. We love y'all. We're at 775 and we're shooting. We're going. We'll be back tomorrow night at 8 p.m., 5 p.m. Pacific for New Keys and Hot Comics of the Week. We're starting up a new monthly giveaway for February. We got 2 giveaways for this month that we'll be adding to every week. So make sure you tune in. Put that hashtag in the comments of the show so you can have a chance to win a duck. And remember, you can win a duck right now by going to our New Key going to our new comic book day series, episode number 84. Watch that video, and then somewhere in that video is the thing that we want you to hashtag in the comments. And if you put it in the comments, you will get yourself a duck automatically. Anybody who does that gets themselves a duck automatically. Yeah, so tomorrow, new keys and hot comics of the week. Then be back next Sunday at 5 p.m. 2 Pacific, when we begin the Dark Knight trilogy. Christopher Nolan, Batman begins. So, for myself, for Phil, for Cliff, for Green Shirt Guy, for our good friend Papa Willie, and the rest of the Council of Comics, we love you. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Peace.